Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Riddhi Datta. So first of all, really sorry that I was away for quite some time because I was traveling plus I had my work priorities. But to make it all up, I have a very interesting video. I'm coming up with a very interesting video today, which is going to be on building AI agents. And this is going to be super fun because I'm going to use n8n to build one automated AI agent. It's going to be very simple, okay, but it's going to be super easy and you can play around with it. You will get introduced to the world of AI agents, which everyone is talking about right now. And also I'm going to show how you can also host your own AI agent so that you can put it, into some real world use case and show your friends or like have fun with it. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to build in today's session is to basically have a Gmail, right, where you can send mail with a particular subject with some prompt and an attachment image of your own, right? And we are going to call Nano Banana, Nano Banana of Google to generate or edit that image. For example, I'm going to send prompts that, hey, Nano Banana, I have this image. So the prompt will be like, can you make this image or can you make me sit in a beach in Goa, right? And we are going to see this fun that is going to unfold thanks to Nano Banana. And we are going to use n8n to stream the workflows because there are going to be a couple of things, right? One workflow being, you have to basically say it should be a Gmail trigger, right? Because when you send a mail to that particular email account which is going to get triggered with a particular subject, you're going to extract the prompts, you're going to extract the attachments, then you're going to do some sort of sanitizing before sending it to Nano Banana, because you have to understand that Nano Banana has exposed few APIs which you're going to see, and you just cannot directly pull out data from Gmail and put it in Nano Banana because otherwise the request response parameters won't match. So we're going to do all of that. We're going to write a little bit of code as well, very simple JavaScript code, and to make it work, and then at the end we are going to download and we are going to see my image, okay, my fun image. Okay, cool. So let's get started. So this is lot like a workflow looks like. I was trying to play around with this workflow, though I haven't built it completely, so I'm going to build it completely right in front of you. So before recording this session, I was just playing around with it. So this is what it looks like. This is what an n8n looks like. Don't worry, I will show all of it. Okay, so one important thing that we have to understand over here is that they have to basically host this workflow somewhere, right? This n8n workflow. n8n, by the way, is open source. So one way of doing it is you like host it on a local machine. But if you don't want to take that hassle, you can also host it on Hostinger, right? Which we are going to see. I'll just walk you through the steps. It's very simple. So basically, with the help of Hostinger, you would be able to run your n8n workflow on your own VPS, and it's very secure and scalable. Okay, so you can just check out their page. This is like a couple of price plans, KVM 1 to KVM 8. But I think KVM 2 is the best option because this is a nice balance within cost effectiveness and the CPUs and the RAM that you get. Personally, I have taken this plan, and this is what I'm using to host my n8n workflow, as you see and as we go further in the video. So I've already taken this plan, and as you can see, I have already have Ubuntu running and n8n being on top of it. So it gives you the full root access, the dedicated resources, unlike what you get in normal hosting, and you can upgrade it anytime, which is basically easy scalability, the H panel which you can see right in front of you on the screen, and you also get 24/7 support. We will also get a 10% discount on this pricing if you apply this coupon code that I will show on the screen. It is exclusive for my channel, and you will also find the coupon code in description. So this is the H panel. As you can see here, you can play around with your hosting. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to go into manage app, and it will take me to the n8n workflow screen. Okay, now when the first time after purchase this and you're going to go here, right, it will ask you to sign up or log into n8n. If you already had an account created in n8n, it's fine. Otherwise it will ask you to sign up, and then it will ask you for a license key. That license key will be sent to your registered email account, and you have to put the license key over here, or you can directly click it on the email and activate it. For me, it's already done, so I am skipping that step, but it's fairly straightforward. Okay, so now keeping all the jargons aside, and now that you know about hosting your workflow, which is very simple, and it is going to be a very important step, because if you don't host the workflow, then it doesn't make much sense, or you can host it on locally as well. Okay, cool. Now let's jump to quickly creating our own workflow, and this is where things start getting interesting. Okay, so let's understand what we are actually doing here. Okay, so we are trying to first have a Gmail, okay, where let's say any of you, like your friends, your parents, whoever, right, sends a mail to you, right, with a specific subject and with a specific prompt. So let me just write it down maybe. So let's say I'm using this mail. By the way, don't spam me in this mail account. Okay, Anyway, I don't see the inboxes of this email. That's why I've taken it. So even if you want to spam it, it's fine. You can go for ahead with it. So there's a mail ID I'm using. And let's say I take a subject. Let's say generate a nano banana image. Okay. This is what the subject is, right? And this is one subject which is going to be consistent, right? Otherwise, so basically the idea is when I run that Gmail trigger node, I don't want my workflow to pick all the emails that is coming in my inbox. I want my workflow to pick only the emails with this specific subject. Otherwise, the issue is that let's say some other person is sending mail for some other purpose, right? He doesn't want to generate a nano banana image or something like that. He is, replying or he is mailing me for a specific purpose. So I don't want my workflow to be triggered for that. I only want my workflow to be triggered for a specific purpose for only people who wants to generate a nano banana image. And that is why I'm giving this particular subject. You can give it any subject. Later on, when we make the workflow, we will use this particular subject. We will use this raw string. We will extract the subject, right? We'll use this raw string to filter out that whether we should or decide whether we should run the workflow on this or not. Okay. So now I'm going to write a prompt. Let's say, hey, make me sit on a beach in Goa, right? And I've already attached one image of mine, right? And now what happens is when I send on this email, nothing happens because I've not created any workflow. So let us first go and create the workflow. Okay. So now we are back to our N8N homepage. Okay. And the first thing that we can have to do is create the Gmail trigger node. Okay. So you can see there are different nodes, right? So you can see there's a Gmail node, there is a calendar node, right? G calendar. You can also integrate OpenAI. You can also integrate Gemini. So these guys basically have, integrated with a lot of different services that exist, and that allows you to create AI agents on the fly. Okay. So we are going to use a couple of them. So the two things, one is Nano Banana that we are going to use, and also we are going to use this Gmail trigger thing, and also we are going to make a couple of HTTP requests. We are also going to write some code as well, so we'll see how we go about it. Okay, so the first step is creating a Gmail trigger node on message received. Okay, this is important. So I've already set up my Gmail credentials with OAuth, right? You can also go and set it up. It's very simple. Then the polling times every minute I'm doing, that's the least I think I can do. And then event is message received. So every time I receive a message, I should have this trigger. But remember, you should only get triggered when a message with a specific subject is received. So let us put the simplify off and let us try to add a filter. Click on search and let us try to filter it with the base of a subject, right? So the subject, as we saw, is going to be generate a nano banana image. Okay, so this is the exact subject which you're going to filter on. You can also filter on sender, so you can play around with this option. Okay, also we need to download the attachments. Another thing which we need to do is, and also what we'll do is, we'll keep this read status to unread emails only. Otherwise, we will keep on checking the emails or triggering the workflow unnecessary for the emails that we have already responded to. Okay, so two things we are done, and then also what we're going to do is we are also going to set this download attachments to on, so that we can, because the user will be sending us one image, so we have to download that image as well, right? Cool. So this is pretty much it. Let us try to there is currently no data because I've not sent that email. We will see later on, right? Okay, cool. This part is done. So we have created the Gmail trigger node successfully. Now the next step is basically to pass the prompt and the image, the attachment that you downloaded, to Nano Banana API. So let us understand how we are going to do that. So for this, I'm using, to call the Nano Banana APIs, I'm using fal.ai, this site, right? So basically you can just go and search and type Nano Banana, and you can click on this option, and this will basically land you up to this page, and you can basically use these APIs. You can click on HTTP curl, right, to get this APIs, because we are going to use just curl request to basically call the Nano Banana APIs and get the response. Two things. One is like you need API key for getting Nano Banana fetch to calling these APIs, right? So I have already got used $10. You can just purchase $10, or very $10 is the minimum. So I have purchased $10 and I've generated a lot of images. So it has only cost me $1. So it's super cheap. Just to play around for educational purposes, you can just put $10 into it and you can just get the API key for this. Okay, I've already got my API key. Now what I'm going to do is, so before doing that, before making this API call, first let's understand what the data or what are the request parameters that it takes. Okay, so let's take a look at this request. Okay, And basically there are two types to submit a request. You can go through it. One is where the it will handle, the backend will handle the request status update and return the result when the request is completed, or else it will be a waiting operation where it will return the result immediately, right? And then you have to basically poll and check. We will use this basically, and we will keep on polling, so that we will also learn the polling concept as well, because this is like a time intensive operation. Like generating a photo takes a lot of time. Cool. So it takes a prompt, and this prompt we are going to supply from the Gmail trigger node, right, in the request, and it requires an image URLs, right? It requires image URLs, right? Now, how are we going to get the image URL? Because right now, if you go back to the workflow, we have an attachment, we have an image, but we don't have a URL. Okay. Now, before we get there, let us first try to send the email. Okay. So let us try to send the email. The email is sent. Okay. So this from the other email account that I've used. And now let us try to, so let's wait for the email to come. So I can see on the notification the email has come. Now let me go and execute this workflow and see what happens. Okay, see, I've got an attachment. So let me click on this. So you can see I've got an attachment. This is the image I actually sent from my email. Okay, and also I must have got the prompt somewhere. So if I see the table, the JSON, you see somewhere here I have the text. This is the text, right? And this is what exactly I'm going to pass as prompt to Nano Banana. But right now the problem is that I have an attachment, but I don't have an image link. That means I have to host this attachment somewhere. Like I have to upload this image somewhere and generate a link of that image, right? And then pass it to Nano Banana, because Nano Banana takes a URL, because you cannot just take an image from the Gmail and you cannot pass it to Nano Banana directly. You need to do this modifications and data sanitization. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to use this website, right? Where basically you can upload image and generate a link out of it. Okay, so we'll go to the API section. Okay, and you can just copy the curl. Okay, I'm going to just make a curl request, an HTTP request to upload this image, and this API will just return upload the image and return me back the link. Okay, and by the way, this is a temporary file, but this is fine. Like it will delete the file after some 30 days, or I think after 60 minutes as it has said, but that is fine, because anyway we just need a link to pass to Nano Banana, and once it has generated the image, we are good, right? So 60 minutes is fine for me. Okay, let me come back. Okay, let me create a note, and now we are going to make an HTTP request. We are going to create on import as curl. We are going to paste this curl command. Click on import. Okay. Here we are going to put attachment 0 as the input field data name. And 18 binary file, everything is good. Yeah, method is post. Fair enough, because we have done curl. Let me rename the node to fetch upload image. Okay. Let me execute this step. See, it gives me back this URL. Okay. So it has uploaded the image and it has given me back this URL. Let me now go and try to see what is there in this URL. The problem is that it does give me back an URL, but I need the real image URL, which is this, right? This is, I don't need the embedding. Here it is basically embedded. It is giving me a link which is basically embedded my original image link on top of this, right? So I need this link basically. So how would I get this link back? So I need this link, okay, the URL. So how do I get this? So if you observe carefully, between the two URLs, there is just an extra DL that is being added, right? So whatever URL I got back, right? Whatever URL I got back here, you just need to add DL to this, and this we can achieve by writing a very simple JavaScript code, and that's what we are going to do. So in the next node, and you can see that the data is being passed from Gmail to this node, and from here it is going to pass to the next node. Okay, so now we are going to introduce a code node, which is basically going to be in JavaScript. Okay, so run all for run items, and for this use case, we have to add this DL, right, to this link. So for that, we're going to write a very simple code. Okay, so let us write this code, const image URL. We are going to take this. We are just going to take this and copy paste, because this is what the data. This is the data which contains the URL dot replace, and we are going to copy this, not the entire part. I think this part we are going to replace with a DL. That's it. Nothing extra we have to do. DL slash. That's it. This should be good. And the end we need to return image URL, image URL. That's it. Let's execute the step and see if things are working. And you can see a DL has been added to your URL. So every time now whatever is happening is someone sends a Gmail, you get the attachment and you get the prompt. You take the attachment, upload it to tmpfiles.org, that stays for 60 minutes. You get back a link, but then we have to convert this link so that we get the URL of the new of the raw image, and that is why this code will run and it will give the URL of the raw image. So if you go to this link, you will see you have the URL of the raw image. Cool. Now what is the next step? The next step is actually to make the HTTP request to Nano Banana. Okay, and for that we are using FailAI APIs. Okay, so let's make an HTTP request. We are going to name as call Nano Banana. Okay, let us go to this tab and let us try to copy the curl request. Be very careful while copying, guys. Okay, just make sure that you get the brackets correctly. Okay, so let me click on import curl. Okay, so let me click on import curl. Just import this. This will take care of everything. I have to paste the file key. So I already have my file key here. You guys need your own file key, file API key basically. Pasted it here. Okay, cool. So now we have to, these are fixed prompts. So I have to basically take this prompts. I have to take the prompt from the Gmail trigger. Okay, so this is the prompt that I need. Okay, and I also need to get rid of the new lines. So for that I will write a simple JavaScript code, otherwise it might give us some error with the JSON. I will replace it with nothing. Okay, oh sorry, ye cut replace all say, and whatever text I get, you see there is a new line, right? So at the end, so we have to fix this because sometimes it might result in a JSON error, right? So for that we will do is inside this we will replace this new line with a blank string just to get rid of this new line. So you see the new line is gone. Okay, I think the slash is this side. Now you see the new line is gone. Okay, cool. Now for this image URLs, you can give multiple image URLs. By the way, here we are just using one image URL. So this will be the attachment, not the attachment, this will be the image URL. Okay, cool. So this is JSON because whatever output you are getting from the previous node, since this code in JavaScript is the previous node, you can reference that as JSON. But since Gmail trigger was not my exact direct previous node to this, I have to basically reference it like this. Okay, otherwise you could have also done JSON dot as well. I don't, this can be a question, but the good thing is that you have all the input output, you have the access to all the outputs of the previous nodes, right? Even if that is not a direct previous node. Okay, cool enough. So now let us try to make the API call, and we see we get a status in queue. Now it means that the request is submitted. Nano Banana is working on generating the request, but the image we have not got yet, right? So now we have to keep on polling based on the request ID that it has given us, and whenever it is ready, we will get back the response. Okay. Now there can be a couple of things you can do, like basically you can check the status, you can have a if condition node in this workflow itself, and you can do, but here I am going to have a very simple approach because I'm just trying, I don't want to make this complicated. So I'm just going to add a simple wait node, and let's say I'm going to wait for 10 seconds, right? I'm going to wait for 10 seconds and then I'm going to make a fetch call. Okay, so let us wait here. Okay, so now we are going to actually fetch the Nano Banana image because it might have got generated by now because we have waited for a couple of seconds. So for that we have to first go here and we have to copy this call. This is basically the get result, right? API that you have to call. So I will just copy it, come here, create an HTTP request node, import the curl and paste it here, right? And here I will name it as fetch image. You will see that there is a request ID that it asks. Okay, so for that I will just use this request ID because that is the same request ID that got returned in the last API call, right? Because this is like an async operation where the backend basically returns early and then does the operation, and you have to keep on polling with the request ID. So that's what we are doing here. Okay, now you have to also paste the API key. That is this. The other thing which you could have done is, if you go here, you see there is this fetch request status. So if you really want to do the polling, that's how you will do in real life. Instead of just waiting for a hard-coded amount of seconds, which you have done right now, you could have waited and you could have kept on fetching this request, and you could have added an if node, and you will just check the status, okay? And if the status is completed, then only you will go and call this API. Here we are just waiting for hard-coded 10 seconds because we are assuming that it will get completed by 10 seconds and we're just calling it. So it's your call, right? Okay, what I've done is, because since we have done a couple of steps, so I've again sent a mail to, I've again sent a mail with the subject, and now I'm going to again execute the workflow so that you can see that so I sent the same mail that I showed you at the start, and I'm going to execute it so that you can see the end-to-end working of this flow, right? So first it will get that attachment and the prompt, it will upload the image, extract the link, pass it to Nano Banana with the prompt and the image, wait for a couple of seconds, right? 10 seconds that we have hard coded, and then it is going to try and fetch the image, and we will see that in action right now. So let us quickly go and execute the workflow. So as you can see, it is running here, and each of these tests will run. It's fun, right? It's going to wait now, and let's fingers crossed that it is going to work, okay? Okay, there was some issue. Let's just go and see what was the issue. The resource you're requesting cannot be found. I see, there was an issue because I put an extra space here, okay? So this was the issue. Cool, no issue. Let me again go and execute this particular step because it failed here. And you see we have got an image, we have got an URL, okay? But you have to download this image as well. So for that, very excited to see how it made me look and how it made me sit in a Goa beach. But anyway, let us try to do one last step. That is, make an HTTP request to download the image, right? So this will be a simple download image. We'll just do nothing, just make it download image, okay? Okay, and I have to just add it here to connect this node. Oh, why is it not connected? Yeah, no, wait, it is not. Okay, now it is connected. Cool. So now let me just execute this step and let us view it, and there you go. This is the image, okay? So this is the image we actually give. Anyway, it's absolutely very interesting. If you want to go and rerun this step one last time, let us do it. Let us make it more fun. Do you want to take a new image? Let me see. So let me go here. Okay, generate, let us get the subject. Let us paste the subject here. Make me sit in Andes mountains with the Inca civilization, like random like random stuff I'm giving them, okay? The Andes mountains, yeah. And let me also attach one file. Okay, now let me click on send. Let us come here, wait for a couple of seconds for the mail to come into my system. So I will get a notification here on the phone. Once it comes, I will just execute the workflow and see. I'm very excited to see what it make me look like, okay? So fingers crossed. Now mail has come, fingers crossed. Let me execute the workflow and see what happens. By the way, now it's an end-to-end workflow that is running. So it first uploads the image, it then runs the code to generate the link. It is called Banana, and I was now waiting for 10 seconds. You see it somewhere here as well, right? The wait, all the nodes. Fetch the image. Okay, there is some issue. Acha, the request is still in progress, right? So, I mean, we gave a hard stop of 10 seconds, right? But by 10 seconds, Nano Banana has not generated this image, right? So maybe we have to increase the wait time, and that is why I was saying that you can upgrade this, you can modify this agent by doing fetching the status of the API first, and if the status is completed, then only you go and fetch, right? So this is one problem which you will have anyway. So let me just again execute this step, and now we have got this URL. So now let me execute this step and let's see what is being generated. Let me see. Okay, this was, I think, the last one. Okay, there's one mistake I did. Sorry guys, I should have put this URL here. I just hard coded it. So now if I click on execute step, this will give me, because I was using the hard coded URL of the last step. So that was a mistake. because that is why, you know, when I executed this step, it was giving me the previous image. But now if I click on view, I get me sitting on the Andes Mountains in South America. I don't know where the Inca civilization is, but I think, yeah, it did a good job. Okay. So yeah, that is for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching till this end. I hope I know it was a long video, but I had a lot of fun creating this AI agent. And drop me down in comments that what are the next AI agents you want me to build, because I'm exploring this AI space and the AI agent space right now in this ever-changing world of AI. And if you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon so that every time I upload a video, you are notified. And don't forget to check out the description down below, where you will find the Hostinger's code where you can actually build AI agents and host them on Hostinger. Thank you so much, guys.